Well, this week we've got some good news, or at least approaching good news. House of Representatives Republicans are bringing up the whole 13th Amendment to try to get rid of slavery, and it appears that through bribery, we've got enough Democrats to get that two-third majority that we need. Slavery's about to be over, and my cat is running away. I hope he's not a Confederate sympathizer. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I am Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. Johnny,
ready to get on with it.
We're here. We got another week. We're going.
Yeah, I think this is it. We're done now. War's over. Right? Is that? I thought maybe if I just kind of willed it into existence, like we have some people going down and trying to negotiate. I thought maybe they accepted some of the terms and it was over. Not over. Still okay.
Johnny, this week's going to open up with the House of Representatives Republican. Actually, he's going to, again, bring up the proposed 13th Amendment abolishing slavery. Now, it's already passed the Senate. It's got the two-third majority that it needed there. It's on to the House. In the House, the initial vote was not the two-thirds that we needed, but actually it's like, hey, look, let's debate it again, and let's vote on it again.
Now, can we talk about how they didn't get the votes they needed? And it's just the states that are fighting to kind of make the South end it, and they're not willing to like what's happening? Like this should be pretty straightforward. It seems. I don't know.
You'd hope at
I'm
least.
an idiot, I guess.
Well,
feels like though.
We'll see. I've got rumors that Lincoln has sent some very influential. They're not
bullies.
Yeah, he's going. He's
Hitman?
going. He's
Like,
going. He's going to no.
What do you mean? Influencers? Is he
No.
sending the mob? Did he go to New York City and say, "Hey, I need some guys,
some negotiators
and
to go and talk to some of the Democrats that may be on the fence to try to get them to, vote for the amendment."
Yeah, okay, yeah. No. Yeah, Bruno's going to pay you a visit here.
Bruno probably is going to pay a visit. Jumping into the future. Side note: fourth wall break.
They pull out people's teeth. For torture,
the movie Lincoln does a really good job of showing you all the shady shenanigans that the Republicans in Lincoln did to strong arm some of these Democrats. So it's a good watch that movie. Anyways, back. Meanwhile, General Grant writes Lincoln requesting that Butler be removed of command, basically saying that his military ability is, and I quote here, making him unsafe commander for a large army. Lincoln responds like, dude, again, listen, we've been over this. I gave you command of all the soldiers. You can do with them as you fucking please.
Fire him.
Number one. Number two, did you not get my telegraph where I asked you to do the same fucking thing last week? Yeah, fire him. Get rid of him. Do it. And on the 7th, Johnny Butler's military career comes to an end. Orders are issued by the Secretary of the War, removing him from command of the Army of the James and replacing him with Major General EOC Ord.
What?
That's his name, EOC Ord.
Come again?
EOC Ord.
That's how it's spelled?
No, it's initials. No. It's like EOC.
Oh.
Last name Ord.
Elijah Oliver Christopher
Ord.
Ord?
Yeah.
Ord.
O-R-D.
O-R-D.
Ord.
O-R-D.
I've never heard of this guy.
That's not a name.
I think it's all made up.
That's not even real.
It's pretty made up, yeah.
That somebody wrote when they wrote it down wrong.
I think they might have.
They misheard, and he was too shy to correct them.
Kind of like U.S. Grant
real.
Isn't that his initial, his middle initial isn't
making stuff.
They're just making shit up. Yeah, he reported to West Point, and they're like, U.S.
That's
Grant.
Terrible.
And he goes,
okay, so he took over Butler's job.
Yep.
How is he with explosives?
We're gonna find out. I don't know anything about this guy. I never heard of him a day in my life.
Okay.
There is Johnny.
Well, that's good though. We're bringing in
new blood,
new
new
people.
blood. Yeah.
I like
New
that
blood.
because what we got ain't been working.
It has not been working. Johnny, there's a Danish ironclad ship called the Sphinx that has left Copenhagen. It is destined for France, where the Confederates have actually already purchased it. They're waiting to take possession of it.
Okay, that's why we care about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a bunch of European nobodies getting involved.
They're not
with
getting it.
selling
This
to
is
third party stuff. What's happening?
This
here?
is, hey, we got some old military junk. Does anybody want it? And the Confederates are like, we got gold. Just don't actually. Like,
do they?
No. They got. I don't know how they're paying for any of this shit anymore at this point. They're like nothing. I can. Let me rephrase that. We got cotton if you can get it through the blockade.
And people.
Some people, yeah.
Still.
Pretty sure that's illegal. And
is it? Has the rest of the
Danish? Denmark? That's Denmark, right? For Danish?
Sure, maybe, perhaps. I believe so.
And then France.
That would make
definitely
sense.
Illegal in France. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, have the rest of the developed countries?
Yeah, they've made it. Yeah, it's
made it illegal.
Illegal, yeah.
They don't trade in human beings
No,
anymore.
Huh?
Interesting. Interesting. And yeah, we got a bunch of chuckle fucks down in the south still trying to hang on to it. That's cool.
Chuckle
Awesome.
fucks, I love it. Johnny, on the 8th, we're going to see a huge naval fleet underneath Porter arriving at the rendezvous off of Bayfort, North Carolina, with Fort Fishers being the objective. On the 9th, the Constitutional Convention of Tennessee is going to adopt a state amendment abolishing slavery in Tennessee. That is another slave state gone. No more slavery. Why are we doing this?
That's great.
Why are we fighting anymore? This is stupid. Whole thing.
That's great. Yeah, Tennessee's kind of always been, though.
The Eastern Tennessee has been a little bit more
pretty torn.
Tennessee was very much a torn state. Actually, more soldiers out of Tennessee joined the Union than border state like Missouri and Kentucky joined the Confederacy.
Well, it's that whole West Virginia, East Tennessee, Appalachia kind of tailing off area. All of that, all of them are like, no, they're fucking people. We're gonna let them be people. And it's all the Westerners down.
I think it might be
Missouri and shit.
I think it might be more of we're living in our shanties in the mountains and we don't give a fuck. Leave us alone. Then.
Yeah, they're people. Let them be people. Let us be people too.
Yeah.
And then in the future, they're gonna make these things called Social Security numbers, and we're gonna ignore that and just live in the hills
and be so inbred that
like
our
a moonshine
children won't
and
be able to talk.
Visit town once every quarter.
Yeah. Yep. Johnny, on the 9th, like I said, Tennessee, slavery, illegal. They do put it to a vote to the citizens, which is kind of a surprising point. Like most of the states have done these conventions.
The citizens have to vote?
Or like secession.
What?
Yeah, like they, instead of it just being like the representatives of the state, they actually let it, hey.
Dad.
Hold a vote with the people.
What?
And the people, the people.
I don't like that. What is that? Us people aren't smart enough to make these decisions. We need very
elected
smart
representatives,
politicians who they've done nothing but study political science and humanities and social studies type stuff, and they know everything. And they're not just a bunch of schmucks that want to make money.
Right.
Like, we need those people to make the decisions. We can't be voting. That's insane. That's stupid. What is this, a democracy? Get the fuck out of here.
It's something, Johnny. Hood is going to move his army of Tennessee to Tupelo, Mississippi, in hopes that he can...
I don't think that's it.
I don't know. It's something.
Tupelo?
Tupelo? It's Tupelo.
I don't know. Okay.
If you're from
Mississippi... Somebody tell us how to pronounce it.
How do you pronounce that? In any case, he moves them down there. His hopes here are to gather what he can of the remainder of the Army of Tennessee and any Confederate forces in the West. And he needs them pretty much because South Carolina is now under threat of Sherman. Sherman is planning a march through South Carolina. The Western campaign's pretty much over. All troops basically need to...
Sherman's still burning shit?
Yeah.
Is he?
Well, no.
Has he changed tactics on his way to South Carolina?
No. Well, he's not quite... So
no.
He's... jumping ahead. He's getting there, Johnny. His plan is to march through South Carolina. So Georgia's done.
Okay.
Georgia's over.
But like
Made it
he's not
Savannah.
changing tactics. He's still
Oh no, that's
it's
actually
still
they're
hellfire, burn it to the ground.
yeah, they're doubling down because his troops were actually rather reserved through Georgia because like they're like, oh well, they're
I'm sorry.
civilians.
I'm sorry.
No, hold on.
I would imagine most people in Georgia would beg to differ.
Yeah, they're actually rather reserved through Georgia because some of them felt a little icky about doing that to the civilian population. Going through South Carolina,
About what?
Like
They got icky about what?
burning civilians.
Oh, they thought maybe my brothers from the South, I shouldn't be lighting on fire and watching them burn alive.
Now listen, South Carolina though
To death?
started this, and the entire army of Sherman's army is like
Yeah.
they've been polled, and they're like, yeah, let's fuck it up. Like these are the guys that are responsible. I feel no
But, like,
guilt
okay,
for that
well-
civilian population. Burn them alive. So there's that.
Some of them, yes. Some of them, yes. That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of them.
The majority,
Probably.
South Carolina, Johnny, South Carolina is pretty
But
uniformly.
you're
awful.
I mean, hey, 20 to 30% innocent casualties is still high.
That's still gonna be a little high.
You know, like it's still like I don't know. I feel like if in 150 years, you know, they're like, "Hey, we're going to go through and burn all the Republican towns and everything." I'd be like, "Hey, I'm not that." But my
your
town
town-
get
but your
burned
town-
to
yeah,
shit, and I'm going to go too, and so
Johnny, you're
I don't
far
do
enough out of
that,
town.
so-
Nobody's even gonna find you. You gotta go through over the river and through the woods.
No, I know,
to
but
Johnny's
still.
house we go. Anyways,
Yeah.
there's
Still.
there's definitely that. Yeah, yep. Democrat House of Representative Moses Odell of New York actually is going to change his position on slavery, and he's going to vote for the 13th Amendment, giving the House 2/3 majority that it needs. So it looks like this amendment is going to pass. Move on to the states for ratification.
Now, okay, I have a question.
Hold on. In no coincidence, Odell actually gets position in Lincoln's White House.
What's that? What's that?
Oh.
What?
Oh, Lincoln gave him some favor for that vote.
Okay, so why when how does it get to the point where it comes down to one person? Because
Because you need 2/3 majority.
yes, no, I understand
One
that, but,
person.
like everybody else, right? But everybody else is also one person. Who decides?
just
Oh, you're
got-
the last one. Like, is it
Well-
an order? Is there an order to go?
So Johnny, so before we call to an official vote, there's like you go you do your polling. You got these guys are on the line, could go either
Sure.
way, so we won't count them for or against us. We got the guys that are officially like they said that
You know what
they
I
promised
think?
that they'll vote for us.
Okay,
So, like,
you
they're
wanna know
going
what
down the
I think?
list.
I think they're a bunch of fucking attention whores, and they just want to
Might
be
be.
said, "Oh no, it was I who made the decision.
It might be that.
It was me." They know what the fuck
Now-
they want to vote for. Who's convincing them?
Now, keep in-
nobody.
Remember the mafia?
Well,
that we sent out
lobbyists
about-
with money.
Yeah, we
yes, I
sent out
understand
the-
that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about in their discussions in their little voting booth areas, whatever. Their fucking little their little goddamn what is it? What is it? Their house, their little building, the Capitol building.
Capitol?
I don't know. Their
Yeah.
conference room. Where do they meet? Where do they vote on this stuff? What happens?
The Capitol building?
Yeah.
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 And
Where they meet
they've got
there.
chambers, and they're all in there, and they go, aye, aye,
Yeah.
aye,
Yeah, like there's
aye,
not
nay,
lobbyists
aye.
there, right? They're
No,
trying
this is all done. Yeah,
trying
this is
to
all done.
convince each other.
This is all done before.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
get,
This
no,
guy's
no,
an
no. I
attention
get you.
whore. I hate
That's
him.
fine.
I don't like him.
get you. Now, I have to be clear. The vote hasn't happened yet. These are just like who
we think.
This is who's like pledged this way or that way, so we know we have the votes. There's still vigorous debates.
But as long as there's not a traitor.
As long as there's not a traitor,
Amongst
there's still
us.
vigorous debates going on, but it is very much the writing
Mm-hmm.
is on the wall. Now, through the 10th, the debates
Okay.
over the
Oh, good.
13th Amendment, they're still raging. Like it is now just essentially the ones that are against it shouting into the void, like, we still want to own people, and how dare you take our property away from us? There's a lot of people saying, there's nothing in the Constitution that
Put in a
allows...
loophole.
There's that one. They're like, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that the government can take our property besides eminent domain.
People aren't property.
That's, yeah. Well, some people
is
don't
the
think.
thing.
Yeah,
is the thing we're
yes,
trying to
that's
say.
true,
That's
but
the whole point.
Yeah,
They're also folks, everybody. They're just
they are
folks.
people.
That's
They
it.
are just they breathe and they speak English. Yep, that's kind of how it
Yeah.
works.
And even if they don't, also
Still,
people who speak
yeah.
literally
I
any
didn't.
other
Okay,
language.
God damn
still
it.
people.
You're right, Johnny. I apologize.
What was that?
Mexico is still Mexico. There's still people. Japan is still
literally,
people.
literally,
Yes.
literally,
Everybody,
all the people.
all the people and
What
people.
was
Yeah.
You don't have to speak
No.
any specific language. You don't even have to be. You could be mute.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Still a person.
You don't even have to have all of your mental facilities.
You don't even have to
there.
understand anything people are saying to you.
No, you could be a vegetable.
You can just be there.
And it's still a person. It's still a person. Yeah.
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 Speaking of slavery, Johnny, on the 11th, Missouri State Constitutional Convention also abolishes slavery. Also, side note, the only military operations that we have this week is due to carelessness. The Union forces in West Virginia are going to lose a shit ton of food and supplies to 300 Confederate raiders because we are not paying attention.
To 300?
Yeah.
Because what are they doing? How? What do you even mean?
We were careless.
What does that mean? How?
There weren't guards on duty the way they were supposed to be, and we weren't paying attention, and we got
They just snuck in and took it. They took us by force.
Well, they killed a bunch. They killed a bunch.
They fucking what?
Yeah, they actually killed more than there was of them, which is.
I'm sorry. They killed more than 300? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's embarrassing.
Little bit. Johnny, this week.
And tragic.
Let's just
tragic too.
We're gonna ignore. We're gonna people.
Yes, we're gonna ignore those 300 people. Those 300 people. Because God, you know what, Tommy? I heard. They don't even speak English.
God damn it, Johnny. And the week is going to come to an end on the 12th, with Porter's expedition preparing their 8,000 infantry to land on the 13th and hopefully erase the stain from the last expedition. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight, where you can listen to, if you pay the Patreon, behind-the-scenes rants of me and Johnny, where one of us says something inappropriate, inevitably, because we've been drinking, and it's harmless. I promise you.
Tommy, you did that in the episode
harmless.
When you said that people who don't speak English are not human, or they're not people. You speak English, you're people. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing. I did say that. That's a thing. And
that was during that's not behind the scenes. You gave that to them for free.
I did.
Whore.
I'm sorry. There wasn't that long ago that you said something atrocious, but I don't remember what it was, and it's fine.
No, I don't remember that.
It was definitely something, and you even caught yourself. You're like, "Oh, I didn't mean that," but you're like. But it's fine.
I don't remember that.
Anyways, we got shorts. Check out our shorts. Those are fun. All kinds of content. Pew-pews, random history things, rants from me. We got long format videos, which are also rants from me, or just random things. If you think about things that you want me to talk about or Johnny to talk about,
they're rants from you interrupted. The long format are rants, your rants interrupted and maybe sometimes exacerbated by me.
Johnny has promised to teach me something at some point. An episode on something, but you got like a history of the dinosaurs.
Oh shit! I still got to do my.
You still got it. Johnny's going to teach Lieutenant Thomas something at some point. I don't know what it was. It was. I think you were talking about. I think it was dinosaurs. I think it was dinosaurs or something. It was animal related. Is what it was going to be. I definitely remember that.
Okay, I'll get you. I'll get you.
We got it.
Well, before the end of March.
Sure.
April. May. No. June.
Hey,
before June. Because we got hockey and then there's birthdays and stuff.
That's why I was
June.
So,
by June.
Speaking of that, if you guys want to meet Lieutenant Tommy and Prospector Johnny, we will be at the Florida Panthers Columbus Blue Jackets game when they play in Columbus in March. So, go.
Yeah, so
Find us randomly.
Maybe also travel there, buy a ticket to the game, and then hope to find us in the stadium somewhere.
That's kind of really what we're not actually in any kind of. I might wear my jacket though. I got a jersey, and I might wear the jacket over the jersey.
I mean, you should just come dressed like that.
That's.
I will protect you from getting beat up.
Johnny, I'll get beat up. I'll get made fun of.
I will protect you.
I don't think.
Tommy, I will protect you.
Johnny.
Yeah. I will not let them beat you up. Tommy, you know what will happen is they will be like, hey, you are going to go light the cannon. Like, you're gonna, hey, welcome. Because I saw people. We last time we went, we saw they had the hats.
They had that. They worked.
Remember the miniature you?
They worked there, Johnny. They were employees.
No, Tommy. Lieutenant Tom. No, wait. The miniature you was in Gettysburg.
That was in Gettysburg. Yeah, that was
okay. That's my bad. You're right.
Trip.
All right. Yeah, maybe just a jersey.
Oh, and by the way, since we're randomly talking about random shit, Johnny does not want to go to an Airbnb with me that's in Wisconsin that's in a fucking submarine. Mm-mm. He says it's stupid and he hates it. Not. It's amazing. You don't have to sleep in the torpedo tube, Johnny. They got bunk beds.
I don't want to go into the torpedo tube. I don't want to go to a submarine. It's not
underwater. You're above the water.
Don't care. I can't do it.
Is that claustrophobic?
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Hate it. Don't want it.
Well, maybe I'll go by myself one day. As sad as it is, my wife.
I'll go to Wisconsin with you. I love Wisconsin.
We should do a brewery tour at some point.
Sure.
I mean,
I'll drink beer.
Yeah. Well, it's shitty beer. It's like.
Yeah. I think I might like beer. I don't know. It would be interesting to give it a try.
Give it a try. That's it. That's it this week, guys. Stay tuned.
All right. Yeah. We'll see you.
Future shit.
Yep.